2021 is nearing its end. Let's see what's in November Divider. November is about unwavering support. I'll give you this time to think about the last challenge you faced and how you felt when someone showed you unconditional support, or the time when your character was questioned and somebody defended you. Doesn't it feel good to know that there are people you can totally rely on? Let this be your reminder to make a conscious commitment to be present for the people you care for. You are the queen of constancy and dependability that others can go to when they are feeling low. When you give with a full heart without expecting anything in return, you embody the act of selfless giving. Celebrate your friendship. Fill in the blanks by thinking of a relationship you'd like to honor. That's it! We hope this was helpful, and let's all give unwavering support and be present for the people we care for.
Who am I? Sino nga ba ako? It's easy to get stuck in uncertainty and fear. It's been so hard for everyone this year. The present-day realities have made us believe that the future holds nothing to look forward to. Now more than ever is the time to acknowledge our multifaceted strengths. When we boldly answer, I am, to the question, who am I? We're calling out to an explosion of beautiful affirmations about ourselves that we need to be reminded of so we can move forward with our inner compass directing us towards our ultimate goal, joy. The BDJ 2022 Power Planner is an invitation to show up and trust in the soulful alignment of yourself and of your dreams. BDJ will be here with you as you intuitively recognize and continue growing your greatness.
Sometimes it feels like every time we attempt to take a step forward, we find ourselves 2 steps back. Life may seem like an uphill battle, and the past may have felt limiting. If we consider the present to be a gift, though, then it's not just about the destination, is it? For 2022, Navi will help you embrace your adaptability and resilience. Now, we don't make you imagine what this uphill staircase looks like. We show you. Take an adventure from right where you are. Explore the present as you navigate your life guided by the compass of your own truths, values, and your unique journey to where you're meant to be. Experience Navi in a whole new way.
How is everything possible in a world full of uncertainty? Imagine the moon and how it embodies inspiration, renewal, and unwavering energy. Haven't you been waiting for the right time? The time when you can finally stop feeling like a victim and start living the life that you want. It's not too late. Just as the moon transitions, you will too. And for 10 years now, the Everything is Possible Journal has been helping people achieve their big and small goals. EIP approaches 2022 with a promise of renewal. Experience the 2022 Everything is Possible Journal shine on you like the light of the moon.
Are you focusing on what really matters? Do you feel like you live in a world where distractions and interruptions seem to never end? We know you need to be free. Free your mind of clutter and still your heart. Embrace this chaos and master quieting your mind with the Focus 2022 journal. On its 7th year, it's all about accepting all of the phases we go through in life. Picture yourself courageously blurring out what no longer serves you. Take with you only what amplifies each step toward your goal. You will get what you focus on. Start building the tomorrow you want with laser-like clarity.
Who am I? Sino nga ba ako? It's easy to get stuck in uncertainty and fear. It's been so hard for everyone this year. The present-day realities have made us believe that the future holds nothing to look forward to. Now more than ever is the time to acknowledge our multifaceted strengths. When we boldly answer, I am, to the question, who am I? We're calling out to an explosion of beautiful affirmations about ourselves that we need to be reminded of so we can move forward with our inner compass directing us towards our ultimate goal. Joy. The BDJ 2022 Power Planner is an invitation to show up and trust in the soulful alignment of yourself and of your dreams. BDJ will be here with you as you intuitively recognize and continue growing your greatness.
Sometimes it feels like every time we attempt to take a step forward, we find ourselves 2 steps back. Life may seem like an uphill battle, and the past may have felt limiting. If we consider the present to be a gift, though, then it's not just about the destination, is it? For 2022, Navi will help you embrace your adaptability and resilience. Now, we don't make you imagine what this uphill staircase looks like. We show you. Take an adventure from right where you are. Explore the present as you navigate your life guided by the compass of your own truths, values, and your unique journey to where you're meant to be. Experience Navi in a whole new way.
How is everything possible in a world full of uncertainty? Imagine the moon and how it embodies inspiration, renewal, and unwavering energy. Haven't you been waiting for the right time? The time when you can finally stop feeling like a victim and start living the life that you want. It's not too late. Just as the moon transitions, you will too. And for 10 years now, the Everything is Possible Journal has been helping people achieve their big and small goals. EIP approaches 2022 with a promise of renewal. Experience the 2022 Everything is Possible Journal shine on you like the light of the moon.
Are you focusing on what really matters? Do you feel like you live in a world where distractions and interruptions seem to never end? We know you need to be free. Free your mind of clutter and still your heart. Embrace this chaos and master quieting your mind with the Focus 2022 journal. On its 7th year, it's all about accepting all of the phases we go through in life. Picture yourself courageously blurring out what no longer serves you. Take with you only what amplifies each step toward your goal. You will get what you focus on. Start building the tomorrow you want with laser-like clarity.
Who am I? Sino nga ba ako? It's easy to get stuck in uncertainty and fear. It's been so hard for everyone this year. The present-day realities have made us believe that the future holds nothing to look forward to. Now more than ever is the time to acknowledge our multifaceted strengths. When we boldly answer, I am, to the question, who am I? We're calling out to an explosion of beautiful affirmations about ourselves that we need to be reminded of so we can move forward with our inner compass directing us towards our ultimate goal: joy. The BDJ 2022 Power Planner is an invitation to show up and trust in the soulful alignment of yourself and of your dreams. BDJ will be here with you as you intuitively recognize and continue growing your greatness.
Sometimes it feels like every time we attempt to take a step forward, we find ourselves 2 steps back. Life may seem like an uphill battle, and the past may have felt limiting. If we consider the present to be a gift, though, then it's not just about the destination, is it? For 2022, Navi will help you embrace your adaptability and resilience. Now, we don't make you imagine what this uphill staircase looks like. We show you. Take an adventure from right where you are. Explore the present as you navigate your life guided by the compass of your own truths, values, and your unique journey to where you're meant to be. Experience Navi in a whole new way.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's such a special Monday night tonight, and we're so excited that we are live in the BDJ Studio Learning Series, and we're also live in Sniff and Cuddle's FB page, of course, the Bella Tribe, the Bella Moms, and You Got This Plan With Me Facebook pages. And we're so excited because tonight is a special night wherein we're going to talk about parenting the little girl in each of us, or the little child in each of us. But before we start, I would want to bring over one of my friends from college, and she's been a great partner. She's a marketing consultant, she's a mom of two, and she's the founder of Sniff and Cuddle, our partner for tonight in this special episode. And we will bring you a special guest as we talk about parenting our little child. So let's bring over my good friend Chesca Silvestre-Cruz. Come on in. Hi, Ches.
Hi, Dar. Thanks for guesting us tonight.
Hello,
I'm
hello.
so happy to catch up with you. And it's not just a regular catch up, and we actually have a very exciting, heartfelt topic. So, there.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Excited to have you guys here. So, Cheska, do you want to be the one to introduce our special guest tonight in our special episode of the BDJ Studio Learning Series as well?
Yes, I'd love to. It's my honor to introduce my partner and friend, Chesca Garcia-Kramer. And Chesca, as you know, is the team mom behind Team Kramer. So, mommy to adorable Kendra, Scarlett, Gavin, and wife to Doug Kramer. So, Chesca and I have created Team Kramer. You have we created Sniff and Cuddle back in 2014. That was when we started.
Wow.
Yeah. And then since then, we've taken it to it was just at Zenzest stores in the malls. We made it with Michelle Fontalera, who owns Zenzest. And then because it was doing so well there, we decided to take it to supermarkets and drugstores and expand the product line too. So
Yeah.
Cheka is also like a creative for people that don't know. Well, we all know she has really good taste. Plus she's also creative. And that's why like our products and our packaging, even our marketing, you'll see they're very we were very deliberate and very intentional as we came up with this brand.
I'm sure because there's really so much to learn for from both of you because of your nurturing, your purposefully nurturing in terms of your intention to nurture your mind, body, and spirit, and allows even Cheska to embrace God-given role of nurturing and inspiring others. So Sniff and Cuddle, guys, is really something that we're one of our partners in BDJ, and we're excited to have them guest tonight as we talk about empowerment, mental health, and parenting our own kids as well as the little girls in all of us. So let me bring in our special guest tonight, Chesca Kramer. Hello.
Hi, ladies. Good evening to everyone who's watching us right now. I'm so happy to be joining you guys tonight and being able to talk to other women.
Sobrang excited to have you here, Cheka. I'm very
Thank
happy
you,
that
thank
you were able
you.
to join us. And
Yes,
siguro a quick check-in from both of us, like I from the three of us. How does this season of like look to each of you?
Lex, you want to
Cheska.
go? Sige, me
Ah,
first.
there you go.
So the pandemic, well, it's been hard for all of us because it's been a season of change, right? And change is really difficult to deal with. But if we actually just take a pause, which I did, so I took a pause, and maybe at I realized I was running myself to the point of exhaustion last year because we were all scrambling to sort of pull everything together, business, family, even yourself, right? So I just paused and reconnected to the unlimited source of love and peace that is God. So I rediscovered my faith, and that has helped me cope through the pandemic. So even if the situation hasn't changed much, I feel like I'm more centered, grounded, and overflowing these days. So that's where I am.
Nice. How about you,
Nice.
Cheka?
For me, in terms of how everything was going on, because I understand that a lot of families had to really adapt to what was going on in terms of children and parents having to work at home and to study at home. So a lot had to adjust with work at home and then homeschooling and um, again, gelling together and how to
Yes.
make use of time and how to adjust with each other's time. But in terms of home, because I've been homeschooling for a long time already, for about
Yes.
4 years now, it wasn't much of an adjustment when it came to homeschooling my children, working at home, because a lot of our meetings with Cheska or with the other people that I have tie-ups with. I do a lot of the meetings here at home. But what probably changed was the face-to-face. Instead of us meeting each other here at home, we would do Zoom meetings, and that showed really how productive we can still be at
Right.
home with Zoom, right? So you realize that okay, we don't have to leave pala or go through traffic, kaya pala dito sa bahay. So in
Right.
terms of that, I we really didn't have much adjustment, and I really didn't have much adjustments. That's the truth. Probably what we just had to adjust was, of course, work had to take a backseat. Whatever plans we had for 2020, that had to take a backseat for a while until we were able to adjust with the pandemic and how to go about. But other than that, I would say here at home we were pretty much okay. We were pretty much going about our daily life like how we did before the pandemic.
Mhm.
And with my team, people that I work with, we were able to find a way where we could be counterproductive with even if this was happening. So
Galing, galing.
with me, I always try to do solution based. Okay, we're here in this situation. What do we do now? So medyo a little bit of a control freak in terms of uh, finding ways on how we can adjust.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So you guys Cheka, you mentioned that you guys are would meet in your home right now? I mean, pre-pandemic and when you started to become business partners. So may I ask, like, when did you guys meet and become like business partners?
I met Chesca because she got me as one of their endorsers for one of the big brands here in the Philippines, and we kept in touch even when she left that group, and with that we were able to reconnect when Michelle, the owner of Zenzes and also one of the owners of Sniff and Cuddle, got together and we decided to put this brand up, focusing first on baby colognes. And then when she mentioned that she was going to get Chesca Silvestre, I said, yes, I know Chesca. And so that's where it all began. That's where we all started planning things with her. So there was connection already to begin with. So very small world,
Nice.
diba?
Yeah. And you know, at that time, even Cheka's story was in the brand that I used to handle. It was about her being a mom of three and still having that beautiful and put together life that, in reality we're all struggling with. But again, with grace and intention, it can be done, right?
Yes, actually, sobrang nakakatuwa nga eh, how you guys like met. That was like fate and then like from one project to the other. So,
Yeah.
and then now parang you guys are like experiencing being moms together and your story about you being able to grow together in the business of Sniff and Cuddle. Do you want to share about what about life? Diba? Sabi mo nga, Cheska, earlier na life completely changed, diba, during the pandemic. And then Cheska is looking for more solutions based that even if life has changed, parang there's still a lot of things that we can do, a lot of things that we can be productive with. So right now, in your respective lives, what gives you the most joy?
Checks.
I Okay, for me. I think for me it would have to be, of course, family. I think a healthy home gives you also a healthy outlook, a healthy outlook on life, and also looking forward to things that you can do. So for me, important really is your home, the people that you live with, who you're with, how everything is going. I think what happens inside your home also can dictate what how you'll be outside when you face other people. And for me, my family is my number one priority. Of course, before my family, it's always God first. I think for me personally, having a relationship with the Lord puts me on track. I need that. I need things to bring me down to earth and humble me, whether it be how I am as a mother, how I am as a wife. Sometimes we can be so much we can be full of pride and think of ourselves first and feel like we have to be treated this way or that way. But I think you're able to manage things better when you understand um, God's perfect plans for your life. And for me, as a Christian, that's what helps me.
Actually, so I'll build on what Cheka said because my answer is related. So in the course of the pandemic, I realized that I actually, well, honestly, I felt like it was comfortable and even, how do you say it? I was actually enjoying playing the victim. And then I caught myself, it wasn't nice na, just wallowing in this misery and then asking for help and like complaining and grumbling. I caught myself in that cycle and I wanted to put a stop to it. And therefore, I sought help. Like Cheka and Dog, they've been very helpful. We became part of their D group. So it's like a couples family like ministry that we have every week. We do Bible study, but then the Bible study is very much practical. So that has helped me cope so much. And because of that, I was inspired by their penchant for helping, I actually tried to also shift how I operated to, rather than me asking for help and needing so many things, I started framing how I operated as a way of, hey, Chess, you need to help people, whether it's helping your husband, helping your child. So I too am homeschooling now, helping others. Somehow when I shifted to a mode of helping, even the how do I help the business, I was also helping myself because I needed to fill my cup in order for it to overflow. So I was more deliberate about helping myself in order, because I knew I needed to help others. So at least it wasn't, when I was playing the victim, it wasn't like a, I need to help myself, and then I was just a sink where all the help I would get, tries to what warm comfort my heart. When it was flowing, I felt unclogged, and it felt I felt
Galing.
better. It felt good.
Okay. So siguro Cheka, I think one of the things na parang people are experiencing right now is because of the pandemic, we're all psychologically, mentally, physically exhausted, and there's this word even people are languishing. Um,
Mm.
did you ever feel that during the course of the pandemic?
I think there were times wherein I felt affected by what was going on around. I mean, we're but human, right? When we hear about
Yes,
people sick, friends losing their family members, or somebody that you know that you lost, of course, right? You sulk and you feel helpless and you feel at times, miserable. But then at the same time, um, you have to also get yourself out of that situation, that rot that you're
correct.
in. You need to get up and you have to face what's really happening, and not lose yourself, because you also have your family, you have your
Correct.
children, you have your husband, you know um, you're not incapable of doing things. You can help. So what we did was, we were very proactive with helping, just what Cheska said. um, First, helping the community that you're around, because we were on lockdown. A lot of other families who didn't have maybe enough income, or wasn't able to save, because they didn't expect that this was going to happen, right? And sometimes
Correct. Correct.
what
Yeah.
you earn is just enough. So what we did was, we did a lot of civic work by helping our community, by volunteering, by also asking hospitals if there's any way that we can help. And in that way, instead of you sulking, instead of you not being able to do anything because of what's going on around you, in a way you feel that your hands are not tied, that you can do something even at home, and that you can help. And that's what we're all meant to do, right? And it really um, made me feel fulfilled in a way wherein, again, as what I said, solution based, right? Okay, so we're stuck here. Okay, this is what's happening out there. What can we do here? How can we help? So it became, instead of feeling what you're feeling alone, and sulking into that, now you become more selfless by thinking what you can do out there and be more productive.
Ang ganda nun. I really like that kasi sometimes we really just need to focus in terms of parang not about what we cannot do, but rather, yun nga, parang what can we do given the situation. How about you, Cheska? Do you have like anything that parang helps you manage your, I think you mentioned some, since you mentioned that diba, you became a bit more spiritual, you joined this D group of
Mm.
Cheka, and what are other things that maybe you can give us a tip to help you ground in terms of yung fears natin and stay hopeful at this time?
Yeah. Well, languishing definitely I experienced. And languishing I find is a result of so many bad thoughts in your head, right?
Correct.
And one way to get out of your head is to start using your hands. So, like the rest of the world here, I became a plantita. Look at my plants. So, I've been also propagating, in fact, maybe most of the time struggling to keep them alive and then propagating. At the same time, I also started watercolor painting because it's therapeutic when it shifts the focus from the noises in your and voices in your head to like very when your hands, when your fingers are busy, so it makes you present. And then one thing I learned from checkup, because us women, we tend to get very busy because of the many roles we play. Parang
Correct.
we are
Yeah.
the natural caregivers for our children, right? And a lot of women are working women, and therefore you need to aside from being present and mindful, if honestly we have a hard time um keeping quiet and like praying, then let's offer up every activity to God. Like we read somewhere that God, actually Darcy Gem yung nag-send sa akin, Gem Perez. Yeah, she was the one who sent me the I forget what you call it. Basta parang that write up na God meets women where they are. They, unlike men, they don't need to go to the mountains to connect to God. So and Cheka, I invite you to share more. But yon, parang that reading from Jem, plus like what Cheka says, na admittedly she's also busy, but then what she does is really just to offer up everything that she's doing to God. That's also a form of prayer already, and asking God to guide. Checks.
Yeah, so I agree with Chesky. During the pandemic, the different phases of the pandemic, kasi the different phases of the lockdown, I mean, parang in the beginning, I got busy planting, and then after the next lockdown, I got busy cooking, and then baking, and then of course, doing embroidery. Oh my gosh, I learned so much during the pandemic, and um, it's true, no? What you feed your mind is very crucial. It's very crucial, and in fact, there's a saying: an idle mind is not good, right? So
Yes.
we fill our minds with with what we can do, and while there are things that had to be put on hold, I always say yes. There are times, whether it be pandemic or not pandemic, there will be situations wherein our life will just be put on hold, whatever reason it might be. But I always say God has given us so much, and these are not material things. These are not mere money, because your money can go away and you can make it as well. These are not your material things, because you can lose your material things and then you can get them back again. But what are the things that God has blessed us with? It's our abilities, it's our talents, it's our skills, and it's our knowledge, right? When and again, this is based on what I believe in. I know that everybody believes in something else, whatever it is, but based on what I believe in, with all these that God has equipped us with, plus the knowledge that He has equipped us, He has also given us that kind of wisdom that is found in Him, right? And it's not saying that you're so righteous or anything, but then I feel like it's a kind of wisdom wherein instead of you complaining and whining, you get to see the bigger picture, that I am not empty handed. I have something that nobody can take away from me. And these are the things that God has given me, and how we use them and in what way we use them, then we are able to bless not only the people who are living with us, but the people around us. And that's why we really made sure that even during the pandemic, I made sure to also reach out to my friends to ask them how everything is going, how things are, because the mere fact that you listen to other people who need to be heard, that's a big thing, and that's a big help. It doesn't even have to be cash, it doesn't even have to be a donation where it's material things. Your time is already a gift that you give to other people, and that can be a big blessing to a lot.
Nice. Thank you, Cheka. Thank you, Cheska. So, since our topic tonight is parenting the little girl in you, but before we go to that little girl in you, I know we're all moms. What do you love most about being a mom? You want to go,
I
Chess?
think
Yeah.
I think what I love about being a mom is the affection that you get from your children. That one, I think that's what fuels me. Whether it be their words of encouragement, like "Mommy, thank you for staying beside me," or "Mommy, thank you for teaching me," and then of course their embraces and their kisses. Our kids grow so fast. Before you know it, they have their own lives. Before you know it, they'll step out of the door without even saying goodbye or kissing. And then you ask them, "Where did you go? Why did you just leave without saying goodbye?" "Oh, because I was in a rush." So for me, I'm enjoying this moment wherein my children are beside me and look
Yeah.
for me. I think it's that, knowing that you are needed, wanted, and looked for.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
you, Cheska?
Yeah, I was actually discussing that with some high school friends. But back in the day, we were chasing stupid guys' affections, diba? Parang back in high school, ooh, I like this
I
guy.
love the stupid guys, ah.
I know. So, parang, wow, what were we thinking then? And now there's such an abundance of love from these little, not naman little creatures. Sorry, I call my two boys little creatures. Yeah, but
Your
from these,
earthlings.
they're just, yeah, they're just abounding in love. So to check us point, that affection is really so overwhelmingly beautiful. Like it can really, that's why I love working from home. When I need a break, I get like
A
a
hug.
hug or a kiss from them. Sometimes like when my son is sleepy, I have a telecon and then he's actually on my lap napping. So
Aw.
I love it. And another thing I love about being a mom, parang you start appreciating simple things. And like simple things like, or at least you see the world with wonder suddenly. So parang case in point, we were in La Union a couple of weeks back, and of course it's a surfing spot, and I started surfing back in 2008. And then suddenly we discovered, like my fellow surfer friend and I, that we were appreciating the rock pools. Yun yung parang mga bato-bato sa sand near
Mm-hmm.
the shore, kasi they create these little pools where the children can play. And
Ah.
before, we used to hate that part kasi ano yan like when you bring your surfboard to the beach, you have to walk through them and masakit yon. So yung mga ganon, like appreciation for simple things. Tapos now that I'm homeschooling, I feel like I'm learning stuff again, stuff that I need to teach or expound on yun.
Nice, nice. Siguro another question is, meron ba kayong, I guess when started, parang, especially when you're first born, was there something that you realized about yourself, like that you didn't know about yourself when you were not a mom, and then parang na-uncover niyo about yourself when you became a mom? Complicated. Like something, did you learn something new about yourself when you became a mom for the first time?
Oh, well, while Cheka is thinking about it, may answer na ako. And really, it's embarrassing. But I realized how selfish I am. Or how selfish I was. Kasi me personally, parang, alam mo yun, like, okay, how do I, not that I'm putting myself down, pero parang, like, I wanted everything my way, even if it was inconveniencing others. Or sorry, fine. It wasn't that part about inconveniencing others. I'm mindful naman. But it's really more, yeah, that self-centeredness, I guess. That's why I had a hard time adjusting when I became a mom. na feeling like when I was breastfeeding, wow, I really feel like a cow. And, every 2 hours. And then
Yes.
just when you're about to relax because tapos ka na mag-breastfeed, clean up,
Yeah.
etc., beautify yourself, and then suddenly gising mo naman siya. So, wala yung me time mo. So, alam mo yun, parang I realized na it was a major shift because I never really, or maybe I wasn't that helpful to others before and really focused on myself. So, it was yeah, it was a growing up experience for me.
Growing up experience.
Yeah.
How about you, Cheka?
For me, I would say that I never thought that I could love so much. Even love someone so much that I would, even if that person didn't give me anything back in return.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're when your kids are still babies, you stay up for them, you clean them, you breastfeed them and stuff like that. And usually, if that was done by an adult, you think, ang selfish naman ito, hindi naman mag-thank you. But your baby, even if your baby can't say thank you, even if your baby doesn't help you, there's still so much that you can give, and there's still so much love. And you know that love, it never ends, and it keeps growing. Every day it grows and it grows. And yeah, and when I held my daughter for the first time, when I held Kendra for the first time, I really said, God, what is this kind of love? And I really couldn't stop looking at my daughter, and I said, I love my daughter so much. I cannot even express what this love is. And I said, if God can give me such a precious gift in my daughter, and I feel this much love, how much more is God's love for me? And that's where I became really curious in really growing my faith. That's why when they would ask me, when did you become a Christian, I would always say, my life took a real turn when I became a mom and when I became a wife. Because that's when I really saw, like, with my little family, God's promise. And then when I had my daughter, when I held my daughter for the first time, I said, wow, my goodness, what a gift, right?
Mhm. Super
Indeed.
nice.
I agree
Very,
with
we have a question here from one of our viewers, like Sabini Angel. How do you manage your time? So I guess being moms, being businesswomen, managing the homeschooling front, like how do you guys manage your time?
I'll be very truthful. I won't be able to do everything if I didn't have my support group here, because I have my husband. He's very proactive in helping me. My husband doesn't like seeing me stressed. When he sees me unhappy, he already uh, he doesn't like it. So he always says, I'm always 10 steps ahead. Mayabang yun eh. He always says that he's always 10 steps ahead. Before I could even think of it, he already knows what I'm thinking. So that's number one. I'm able to manage a lot of things because my husband, he's really very proactive in helping me. And then of course, I have my household helps that have been with me ever since um, when I was still dalaga pa, and then of course when Kendra
Wow.
was still a baby, her guardian is still her guardian till this very day. So they already know the roundabouts. All of our helps here at home have been with us for so long already, so they already know. They already know how I run the household. And then yes, I homeschool my kids, but because before pandemic, I would also be very busy. So we have a teacher that helps me. So she was Kendra's tutor when Kendra was 5 years old, and now that Kendra's 12, she's still with us. She's part of her family. She helps me a lot with homeschooling my children, and that is how I manage my time. But during the pandemic, because she couldn't come here. We would do online, and a lot of the things that I had to do because I was home, I was able to do naman because nga I have my support. And that's why um, it's easy for me. and that's the truth. And I wouldn't want to say I'm a superwoman. I can do everything. Siguro had the situation been different, um, I would I would probably manage things differently. But then now that my kids are older as well, I always tell them, excuse me, you guys have to help. You guys live in this house. You guys have to be
Mm-hmm.
involved. You
Correct.
have to help around the house, and nobody should tell you what to do. If it's your room, you fix your room. And that's also delegating and putting responsibility on our children. And that's how you also train them for life, right?
Correct.
You don't want to be an enabler and let them be senorita here at home. So for me, I tell them, you have to help here in the house. You have to know what's going on here in this house. Hindi pwedeng wala kayong alam.
Agree with checks, and I realized that it's okay to ask for help. In fact, I feel like super women ask for help, know to ask for help, and you can delegate the things that, like for me, um I actually love cleaning, and if I don't stop myself, I will clean the house to death. And mauubusan ako ng time for my husband and my children. And therefore, because it's therapeutic nga, di ba? Parang when my hands are busy. And therefore, I realized na the cleaning part that I can outsource to the helper. Parang then I will let her do it, and then I just give instructions if I want it done a certain way. And then also at work, me kasi I'm a perfectionist. So parang I used to operate on the notion that if I want things done, I have to do it myself. And you can't do that, especially when you're a mom and there are other people who need your time. So I learned to delegate more, and you'll be
Yeah.
surprised na for as long as you have a good brief or clear set of instructions, people will be willing to help, and you
Yes.
really unlock even their potential, not just unlock your time, but unlock their potential. And I know this is plugging, this is yours anyway, Dar, but what really helped me is a planner. So this
Yay.
is your focus planner, Dar. Thank you. I
Thank you.
haven't used
Thank
a
you.
planner like in years kasi parang since we went digital, parang I stopped using a planner maybe in 2009. As in it's been that long. I only I only started in 2020, and the name of your planner at back then was "Everything is Possible." I'm like, oh my
Yes.
goodness, it really happened. Everything is possible. So, there, but it has really helped me organize. Like I do list my schedule. I only write it down in the morning of every day, and then even the things to do, I finalize it in the morning, and then I encircle the big wins. Meaning, by hook or by crook, these are the things that I need to finish. And to be honest, I'm a super optimistic person. So I always have unchecked things to do, but at least I know that my marbles or my big rocks or the priorities at least get done. And then I just, of course, super important, erasable ball pen. So whatever
Yeah,
I
I
finish,
agree.
right? It's so useful. Whenever I don't finish today in my task list, I move them to the next day. So
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So,
But you know what? I would just like to add, no. Although we have, I have my team here with me, my staff here with me. I'd like to also say that just because you have your staff with you doesn't mean that you delegate everything to them. I always say, and everybody here at home, they know that the woman of the house knows how to do household chores. In fact,
yes.
they know how meticulous I am when it comes to running the household. I really want, and Cheska knows this, I really keep a very clean and neat home because I want my children also to learn. In fact, sometimes I call them, come down here, join me here to mop to mop the floor, or join me here to vacuum your classroom. You help me. So while I delegate, I also help around the house. Not actually, I like to inspect a lot and then I remove everything and then I fix it again. So that's how I also get busy. And just like Cheska naman, she has her planner, right? Me naman, I like to journal a lot. That's my thing. So what I do, I remember I had my 2020 journal that I wasn't able to use because nga of the pandemic. So what I did was I kept some part of it as a planner pa rin, but the other parts, I learned this from my mom. I would put bond paper to cover it up and then make it into a journal para hindi siya sayang. Because for me,
Yes.
enough na sa akin yung maliit na, like a calendar where I can just put schedules.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all journaling. Kasi I like to
Yes.
write my thoughts. I like to write, parang like a planner slash bigger part
Slash
diary
journal.
type.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Similar. I really have pages like that. So sometimes even with my own planner, I use the BDJ planner. So like mga first the appointments are actually in the monthly pages. Tapos yung notes
Yeah.
and thoughts ko nandoon sa weekly. Para alam
Ooh,
ko
I
kung
want to do
kailan siya
that.
nangyayari. Parang when did I have this thought? When did I have this inspiration, this feeling? Parang more or less I know sort of when it happened. So
Yeah.
there's this other question here that parang what do you do when you lose focus?
What do I do when I lose focus? I refocus. How? I uh, I give myself enough time to really look at why I'm at this point and how did I get here, and if I'm overdoing things or I'm there was a time wherein I was just working and working, or I was cutting my time too short because I wanted to do a lot of things, and it doesn't mean that when you do a lot of things you're able to achieve them or do them well. Wait, no, Gavin, my son. Sorry. So what I do is I try to be realistic with what I can do.
Realistic.
So
Yes.
that is one, learning from overworking or overscheduling, and then
Yes.
being honest that not all things that you think are good, because if it's consuming too much of your time and consuming too much of your alone time also, or your quiet time, you're not
Correct.
able to give your best. So it's also being
Yes.
realistic, right? What you can do, what you can't do, the time that you can give and the time that you can't give. You have to have that proper
That
balance of things, eh. Yeah,
yes.
sometimes kasi we get too greedy. Yes, sige, gagawin ko yan, kaya ko yan. Sige, gagawin ko to.
Correct. Correct.
Yan din, di ba? And then after that, nako-compromise na yung work mo. Because you don't have time to be quiet. You don't have time to reflect. And you don't have time to really uh, uh, give your all in this specific thing that you need to do. Kasi nga, you're spreading yourself too thin.
Yes. Nice. How about you, Cheska?
Me naman, I really start my day with quiet time. So it helps me have focus for the day. In fact, the days when I don't have quiet time in the morning,
Grabe.
so cute. Yan. So yan, the days that I don't have quiet time in the morning, I feel like that's when I lose focus or I don't know how to respond well to situations. Pero when I start the morning already intentional, today's gonna be a good day. These are the things I need to do. Lord help me. Then I think I'm able to focus that way. And then when I lose focus, I actually take breaks. Yun na nga, whether it's mag-breaks or me, mahilig ako maligo. So sometimes in the middle of the day, I will take a bath. And that shower sort of takes away the worries and the clutter in my head. So yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Sobrang ganda ng tips in terms of focus. Um, Now to a question, I guess that's related to the topic na about parenting the little girl in you. Um, in your personal parenting, well, all the parenting journey that we have here, generally, um, di ba parang parenting is really a self-discovery journey for each of us. Did you ever feel that there was a part of you that needed parenting, like the unparented little girl inside of you? And did you discover that when you started to become a parent or in the course of your parenting journey? Meron ba kayong ano, yung mga I mean, I don't want to call it parenting issues, I guess. I just wanna I'm like thinking what's the more politically correct term for this. But like each of us, no matter how perfect, or no matter how good or the best intentions of our parents, diba? Meron talagang part of us that would feel na parang there's something missing or that we feel unparented, unsupported. So, did you ever experience that um in our personal journey right now?
Oh, for sure. I actually paused because my mom went into my room and just went out. That's why I
Okay.
didn't answer right away. It wasn't that I was thinking. I already have an answer. So yes, definitely. And I was close to my mom. Like, well, we've been close ever since I was young. And I would be her confidant. And then surprisingly, we our relationship was put to the test when I became a mom. And I realized, so I joined this leadership workshop kasi in 2017, just after months after I gave birth. And then I realized that I was working so hard pala so that I would feel more loved. So I felt like I wasn't loved enough. And yet my mom was super present, ha. So, and very, yeah, was super present, supportive in the sense that, she'd give us all these lessons, ballet, swimming, whatever, and she'd be there, even drive us there all the time. But then, what I was craving for pala was that, nga, touch was my love language. So I felt like I wasn't getting enough. Words of affirmation is my second love language. And parang I realized that my mom would only be, expressive when I do something great. And therefore, parang apparently that was my mode na, okay, I need to do something great. I need to be an achiever so that I would get love. And I mean, it wasn't necessary, but that was how I was programmed pala. And then this endless quest for love, I realized um I realized that I shouldn't fuel this endless quest for love by seeking that love in people. Na parang, ay nako, my mom doesn't love me the way a mom should love me. My husband isn't loving me the way a perfect husband should love me. And yun na parang, sabi ko nga kanina, I had to break that victim mentality and shift. So the big shift for me was when I attended a retreat in January 2020. So just before the
Just
pandemic, and
before. Wow.
yeah, just before the
Yeah.
pandemic, and the theme of the retreat is beloved. So it helped
Uh,
me discover that I am God's beloved. So my quest for that perfect love here on earth, parang I should stop expecting people to give that to me and accept that God's perfect love, I'll only get slices of it or
mm-hmm.
in different people that He placed in my life. So parang this kind of loving that I need, my husband can give me. Another kind of loving I need, my dad can give me, my friends can give me, my mom can give me. And therefore, I should remove that expectation that, ay nako, you should love me perfectly. And of course, recognizing also with humility that I can't be a perfect lover as well, right? So
Correct.
So yon,
Nice.
that's my little girl parenting the little girl journey.
Journey. Parenting the little girl journey. How
Yeah.
about you, Cheka?
There. I'm still thinking. But then, growing up kasi, I was the only girl. So, when I was living with my brothers, because my parents are separated kasi. So when I was living with my brothers and my mom would be out of the country, I was really very motherly already. I would really look after the house. Parang after my mom, it was really me. So my mom would delegate a lot of the household work in terms of, let's say, salary of the helpers, running the household, looking after everything and reporting to my mom. So parang that 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 uh, time of my growing up years, it really made me grow up a lot. And so when it was time for me to get married, parang the adjustment of running a household wasn't so hard. But then I guess one thing that really that I had to change was when I was growing up, I was very strong-willed and very emotional. When I'm angry, I'm angry. When I feel something, I really speak my mind out without having to really think what I'm saying. So when I got married, I realized that marriage kasi is a lot of give and take, diba? You can't be selfish. You can't say naman, magkaaway tayo. I'm going home na to my parents' house, or I'm going home na to I'm leaving, or I'm going elsewhere. So although I never did that naman ever, but then I think it's more of being considerate about your partner, and really being open in communicating, and not allowing your misunderstandings to last for days or weeks, and really resolving things right away. So I think because of uh, me not having a complete family, I was also very proactive in wanting my marriage, my family to really work, and there. So siguro it would have to be really adjusting emotionally when it comes to getting angry, again also expectations, right? And learning to really listen without contradicting even in your thoughts. That's what I learned. If you really want to resolve things, it's really having to listen to what the other has to say, and respect that, because you've hurt that person, for whatever it is, even if you think you didn't, then apologize for it, and at the same time, be humble enough when you've done something wrong, right? So I think marriage is a lot of humbling each other, and being an example and modeling it even to your partner. Dar, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think that's very important talaga na parang it's really a lot of give and take, and then a lot of self-awareness, right? That I'm hearing
Yeah.
from both of you. Ako rin personally, one of my limiting beliefs I realize is that when if I'm not being responsible, I think combining kay Sheka, I'm the eldest also in my family. So parang yun, so parang I needed to be the responsible ate, ganon. Tapos even if I'm surrounded by love in growing up, there was that feeling that parang I need to be responsible, and maybe if I'm not responsible, I won't be loved. I don't know, parang how it created that limit belief in my head, but somehow I guess yun yung naman sa akin. And I think to consolidate lang what parang both Cheska and Cheka shared, that really when we're parenting the little girl in each of us, or the little boy, if there's guys watching us tonight, it's really all about the self-awareness and trying to understand yourself, and maybe yun nga sabi ni Cheka, loving ourselves unconditionally. Kasi just the same siguro, diba, like with our kids, how we've learned na, oh my God, para ito pala yung what love means, and we feel that there's no greater love than that. Actually, my dad used to say that a lot to me growing up. Na parang to him pa nga, parang I guess to I don't know. He wasn't trying to insult my mom, but he was always saying that the love for your child is so much more than your love for your partner. And I think that was one of the things that he shared with me talaga. So, siguro before we end, since medyo we're at the end na of ang bilis ng ano natin, ng FB Live, na parang I missed a lot of questions. But since there are a lot of women watching us tonight, both married moms and single women, maybe you can share your last words of wisdom right now in terms of how we're able to take care of ourselves, like the child in us, as well as take care of the people around us. Who wants to go first?
Sige, me muna. So, I think, I guess, how we take care of ourselves is we need to be able to replenish our energy and love stores, right? And placing that expectation on other people will end up leaving you disappointed, frustrated, and actually quite unfair, right? And but then I discovered again, and I have this renewed spirituality. I discovered that there is one person that will not complain about us placing all our trust, hope, fears, needs on, and that is God. And maybe my friends from high school, college would probably laugh na parang, wow, Chesca, really? But it's real because again, to place that huge expectation on any one person on earth, like that expectation to take care of you, mind, body, and spirit, is again unfair and impossible. So, and there is one that is willing out of this great love that he has for us, and that is God. And I really um appreciated, understood this more when I became a parent, because as Chesca said, the unconditional love that you have for your child, ganun, it's really possible. And therefore, ganun ko na appreciate yung natututunan ko in Catholic school when I was a child, na indeed there is a God that loves us unconditionally and will do everything that will be for the good of us, diba? And when you tap into that unlimited source, then you can expect that you can overflow and therefore take care of others. Sobrang practical um analogy that I learned in my retreat. So this was a marriage retreat naman back in 2019. Parang think of the sign of the cross. Pag feeling mo ubos ka na and you have nothing else, or yeah, nothing more to give to your spouse or to other people around you, think of the sign of the cross. Hugot ka sa taas, ipasa mo sa left, ipasa mo sa right, 'di ba? So parang ako, oh nga naman, ganun. Parang it sounds it sounds simple. It's harder to, it may be hard to execute at first, but with practice, I am a living testimony, it's possible. So, yun.
Ganda, ganda. How about you, Cheka? Hello, Cheka?
There.
Ayan.
Sorry, I was having a hard time unmuting. Kinokontra ako ng computer ko. Okay. For me, I would agree with Chesca. I would agree that what I would do and what I do is really, I have time to, you have to give time for yourself, and this is for me. my saving grace would have to be my relationship with the Lord. Again, this is my personal belief. This is my personal walk. I know people are different, but what works for me is I have my personal relationship with Jesus Christ. It helps me a lot because, as you know, a lot of things in life have scarred us. A lot of things in life have made us a certain way, and a lot of these things we're still unlearning. And alone, it's hard to unlearn them. Alone, it's hard to get out of that habit or that way of thinking. And for me, having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ grounds me, puts me in place. While my husband loves me, while my children loves me, I would have to say that I appreciate that. I'm so thankful for that. I love them back as much. And but then I would say my cup is full because Jesus Christ fills it up. And when I do not give time to be with the one who made me and who created me, I can tell you this, even my husband says, you haven't been spending time with God. That is why you're sad and lonely like that. And it's always, always true. Jesus is real in my life because I have made him real in my life. He has that power and impact in my life because I've allowed him to have that power and impact in my life. And I am able to, when I'm feeling, uh, of course, I get sad and I get lonely too. Um, but then, when I understand the love of Christ for me, I'm revived again. And then when I get angry, of course we all get angry. We all retaliate sometimes. Even the best of us, diba? We get mad. And God puts me in my place and I'm able to show forgiveness because I know that Jesus Christ forgave me first. And because he's given me that grace, I should extend it. And when that grace is real in your life, it becomes real also in extending it to other people. I know that sometimes people will say, ikaw kasi madami kang people helping you. You have a whole village that gives you time to do all these things. I understand that. I completely understand it because sometimes I also get so busy. Sometimes it's not even busy doing things, but your mind is so busy with other things. So I always say, worshiping is not just in your bedroom or just when you're alone, quiet. Worshiping is you should worship as you go, wherever you are. So sometimes, my day gets so busy and I'm not proud of it that I'm not able to give the time that I should give God. But then I always say, Lord, my thoughts are all yours. Throughout the day, my thoughts are yours. And when I'm talking to myself, I want you to know these thoughts, I'm talking to you. And whatever needs to be corrected, whatever needs to be, whatever you're trying to teach me, Lord, as while listening to my thoughts. So for me, everything I do, whether I'm showering, whether I'm putting on makeup, or maybe I'm stuck in the car and I have all these things. That's why I don't masyadong listen to too much music when I'm alone or when I'm inside the car because para I feel like that's also my time to really thank the Lord. Lord, I'm on my way home. Please protect me. Or Lord, thank you for such a successful event. Or Lord, thank you because I had my PCR test and everything's okay. We're okay. And I pray for all those people. There's so many things to pray about, and there's so many things to lift to the Lord, diba? And every time that's given to us, every moment that's given to us, we can give it to the Lord, and we worship as we go, whether in our quiet moments alone or whether we are with other people and we're helping them out, be it in our talent or maybe even a time like this where other people are listening to us. This is also a way of sharing and worshiping, right? So for me, that's how
Yes.
I'm able to take care of myself. And with that, because I let God take care of my affairs, and I am able to love and take care of everybody around me.
Nice. Thank you so much, Cheska and Cheka, for all your inspiring words tonight. And I really learned a lot about. I really learned a lot from both of you, and I think a lot of the Bellas and a lot of our viewers are saying the same as they share in the comments. And before we go, guys, I'll just remind that if you share this live, you took away something special, you get a chance to win a 1,000 peso gift certificate from Lazada. And of course, the person who asked the question for tonight that we answered from Angel will be giving you a prize from Sniff and Cuddle. So we'll be in touch. Yay! So Sniff and Cuddle, siguro before we go, kasi hindi natin nasingit, Cheska, can you share how like your values were able to like come out when you developed this product?
Yeah. So, it started really when Cheka wanted to create colognes for Kendra, Scarlett, and Gavin.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we really looked at different fragrances, and we surveyed 100 moms and found like the really best fragrances that they like. And then, the story behind it is we are advocates of, and I learned this from Cheka, we are advocates of intentional parenting. And we really want, for us, as Cheka said, quality time is quantity time. And when you have great smelling products that your children use, we want to remind parents by making their kids so irresistibly mabango to sniff and cuddle their children, spend time with them. Parang, 'di ba? It's one way. Parang we know that scent is a reminder, and like irresistible scents will really make you go near your child and spend time. Even if like nag online school yan, ikaw then you have to do something on your phone. As in sit together or watch things together, spend time. And
I
when we and yeah, we were, and as because this is again proudly parent made, we made sure that our products have no harmful chemicals and they're made with natural and organic ingredients. Chaka, you wanna add anything?
Yeah, just like what Cheska said, when we were thinking of making a baby cologne, we didn't want just a baby cologne that smelled good. Because there are a lot of nice smelling baby colognes, but we also wanted baby colognes that were good for our baby's skin. And when we were conceptualizing Sniff and Cuddle, we had all of those in mind. Because when we love because we love our children so much, we want what's best for them, and we don't want to compromise anything. And that's exactly why when we were creating our first baby, which is the Sniff and Cuddle baby colognes, we said, okay, let's make this kind of scent wherein later on it will be a classic. Yung parang you'll remember it,
Yes.
right? And so at the
Mm-mm.
same time, we also said, but let's also make it good for our baby's skin. Something that won't be harmful for them, something that will be campante with continuously putting on them, because we know that it has no harmful chemicals, and that we also know that it's naturally and organically made. And of course, it's made with the intention that, parents should always remember to, always be intentional with their children, being by their side, remember to be affectionate to them, because, children, they don't really ask much. I don't know any child that doesn't want to get to know their parents, or that doesn't want to get to spend time with their parents. Had we had all the time to give to them, our children would be like super happy. And I think this pandemic, it has given us that opportunity to really spend time and really work on our families and work on our homes. And yeah, that's the whole concept of Sniff and Cuddle. It's really to remember to make good memories with their children.
Thank you,
So
Cheka. Yeah, I really love the concept of sniff and cuddle kasi yun nga, I guess, to the name, diba, that we want to be able to sniff and cuddle with our loved ones with this one. And I hope you guys learned from us tonight. I'm sorry we were a bit over time, but I hope you guys enjoyed our special session tonight with Cheska and Cheka, both Cheskas.
yeah,
Both Francescas.
yeah.
Yes, from Sniff and Cuddle. And thank you, everyone, and have a great week. Good
Thank
Thank
you.
night.
you.
Good
Lord.
night.
So much, Chas.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Chesca. Thank you,